Who would have thought that I'd be the one that the town was hunting? The one who killed 3 people last night. I sat there against the oak tree, back torn up and sleeves ripped up. Blood strewn across my face. I suppose this deserves some backstory though, might as well. I've got time to kill. No pun intended. It all started one summer evening. I had came home after school. I was a loner, so there was no friends to go hang with and kill time with after school. I had me, myself, and I did have hobbies though, ones people might find peculiar. I liked gathering together small animals and placing them in my collection. When I say small animals, I mean dead ones. Don't ask me how they died though. These small animals made for exciting and thrilling ventures. I would line them up and use either a makeshift rubber band gun or a slingshot to shoot them down like stacked bottles. It was more fun with them instead of bottles. I knew I was a weird kid, but so did everyone else. I had nothing better to do than to spend my time out in the woods. That's all I knew. My family was barely home and my father was a deadbeat anyway. Everyone at school called me Johnny Canine, maybe because I resembled a disheveled dog, was pretty much a stray compared to everyone else, and bore even more of a resemblance to canines than to actual humans. My teeth were unnaturally sharp. My nose was upturned like a dog's and my hair was always unruly and matted like fur. I don't know why I was this way. Maybe it ties into what came next. Fate, maybe. Who knows? Either way, what I am now is something completely different. Something not human. I was in the forest doing my usual activities and away from society as always. As I placed my animals together in a small pile and gathered my things together, I heard a ruffle in the bushes. I turned quickly and adjusted my ears to attempt to hear better. I couldn't detect anything. I was used to being out here in the woods. What I heard sounded like an heavy animal, but now it was quiet as a mouse. Too quiet. No animals around, no sounds, nothing. That was a bad sign. I slowly crept forward to hide near a bush that was close by. I scanned the area to see if there was any signs of whatever made that sound. I sighed after a couple minutes and turned around. It was at that exact moment that a creature leapt forward and pinned me down. I started breathing heavily. I was scared out of my mind. This creature was heavy. Its breath was unbearably musky and I could feel its hot breath traveling down my neck. Its saliva dripped onto my face and I flinched. It crouched down further and I looked for things around me to use to maybe hit it and distract it long enough to make a run for it. I scanned the area until I found a rock. I inched my hand towards it and stretched my fingers until I could grasp it. I mustered as much strength as I could and slammed the rock into the creature's skull. The creature staggered back a bit and snarled. I took the opportunity to scramble to my feet and run. I got no more than a few steps when I felt the creature pin me down by my back. It bit into my back and I screeched out in pain. I laid there, ready to be ripped to shreds and for my life to end. But nothing. After that bite, I waited and waited and waited. Scared to open my eyes for fear of the creature thinking I was alive and coming to finish me off. After a while I realized that I wasn't going to die at all. I stumbled up to my feet and slowly looked around. There was no sign of anything. I wondered if I'd just imagined it all, maybe a hallucination. But then I checked my back and it was dripping with blood. I limped towards an old oak tree and sat against it. I didn't have the strength in me to walk home and eventually drifted off to sleep. I awoke in terror. I had the worst nightmare. A nightmare that I was running around through the town killing people. They were people I knew, but I couldn't control myself, and they screamed in terror as I mauled them. I stared down at my hands and saw a terrifying sight. My hands were covered in blood. And I don't think it was mine, I sobbed. Heard police sirens around. I knew it was me they were searching for.